we're going to think about being a little bit more evasive with our footwork and being more proactive with our footwork. Okay, so boxing is not done primarily with the hands. Boxing is done with everything else. The hands just get punches to targets. That's all they do. They just land. This does everything else. Okay, this is where boxing is made. So we've really got to perfect this craft, this footwork craft. Okay, one of the things we really need to think about is when our opponent is just pushing forward on us. If we keep on just walking back, we'll end up on the walls in the ropes, or if you're in a bar or something like that, you might end up against the bottle shop. So it's really important that we start learning how to circle off. So to that end, one of the concepts I instill in my students early on is back, back, circle. Okay, we go back, and then we start moving off to the right. Okay, we can do it off to the left as well. We go back, back. If I move left to my lead side, I'll pivot and continue my circle. I'm going to try and get back to the middle of the ring or of my fighting space. If I'm in a cage, if I'm in here, we have padded walls, so I try and get back to the center of this room. Okay, it is very, very rarely advisable that you put yourself with your back to the wall, cage, bar, rings, ropes, whatever. Okay, it is almost always advisable to be the guy pushing somebody against those things. Okay, very few circumstances you'll find yourself wanting it the other way around. Okay, so to that end, we go back, back, and circle off. What we want to do is we want to get our opponent charging at us the same way a bull would charge at a matador. And a matador can just step off to the side, swing his cape and shout, "Olé!" and then he's out of danger. If I have my friend here, okay, and if he's moving forward, I'll go back, back, and circle. Because I want to get him moving at me as hard as possible. The harder he moves on me, the better this works. I can just step off to the side and let him run himself into the corner, okay, or into that bar top, whatever we're on. If I'm moving to the outside, Yves is outside, he'll move forward and I'll step off and I'll pivot. I need to pivot so I can get straight back on line with my target, okay? I need to look at them square on as if I'm pointing a rifle at them, okay? And I want to minimize the time where I'm not doing that. So if I've moved off this side here, I want to minimize this time here. I want to be straight back to here with my stance, balance, and guard all on point, ready to shoot back on my target, ready to hit that guy again. Okay? Now, that's all well and good, but now we want to start applying that to using our space, okay? And we're going to look at cutting the ring now. Okay, so cutting the ring relates to just getting my opponent into the corner, okay? I'm going to use like a zigzag, all right? So as Yves moves to one side, I'll follow him to block his pathway to the center, and I'll take a small step forward. As he moves the other side, I'm still moving a little bit forward. Subtle, but it's there. If he moves again, I move again. If he moves again, and it's almost like we've just waltzed back into the corner. When I put my opponent in the corner, there are systems that we use to ensure we maximize the results from that, okay? And we'll get to that on a different lesson, but we just want them there for now. Even if it's not the corner, even if it is just the ropes or the wall, if he moves this way, I'll try to chase him. Okay, and I'll just keep pressing him up. Now, Yves is not as dumb as he looks. Okay, at least we hope he's not as dumb as he looks. Okay, he is going to be trying the same idea, but in a counter sense. So he'll move this way, I'll start chasing, and he'll start moving off that way to try and get that evasive action going on. Okay, he'll move this way, I'll chase him, and then I'll chase him again, and he'll change up again. And using all the space that he's got, he'll try his best to get me to trip or to stumble, to find a little bit of space that he can use to get out of that danger zone, being up against the fence, the ropes, the wall, whatever, and he will try to get back to the center. Okay, as I said before, it's very unlikely that you'll want to be pressed up against the ropes. Okay, this is a fun one. I'm going to try and keep Yves with his back to the wall, and he's got to try and get to the center of the room here. He's got to try and get off the wall. So he'll move a little this way. and I'll try and block him. He'll try and move a little that way. And I'm trying to stay in front of him, and he's trying to move around me. I'm like a cowboy trying to herd the cattle into the pen, and he's trying to evade me. Every time he gets onto the other side, I do one push-up, and then we'll restart. He'll move, and I'll try to stop him. And if he gets ahead of me and he gets around, I'll do one push-up. I don't need to demonstrate another push-up. I'm sure you know what it looks like. We'll do that, one person trying to pin the other person for 2 minutes, and then we'll swap.